Some of us are in the office on a regular basis, so we have to have a work kit. My work kit includes anything from a change of clothes, maybe a pair of sneakers if we had to evacuate. It includes a first aid kit, flashlight. It has important numbers that are on it. Some medication along the way, especially if I were to not be able to get home at a certain time. And then the other thing that my preparedness kit includes is like a multi-tool knife, some water, and then some shelf-stable food as well. That's my work kit. In the home kit, I always think about it this way. Every week or every couple of weeks, I always open up the cabinet and I find our shelf-stable food. Anything that can be boiled. I always think about like noodles, the cans of soup, and then most importantly, it's everything you need at home. Copies of your important papers, making sure you have copies of birth certificates, your insurance information, contact numbers, your emergency plan, and then the other thing too that we have at home is our first aid kits. If something were to happen and a disaster were to affect us, making sure that we can take care of our own is an important piece. The other thing too is making sure for the kids, having something, teddy bears, coloring books, a little small set of Legos. Certain things like that are always nice to keep the children occupied, especially if there is a disaster, so we can actually figure out what the next steps are if we had to evacuate.
If you do need to evacuate, you have to get out quickly. Do you have a kit that's ready to go? Some people like to call it a go bag. One way or the other, you need a small supply of the most important items that must leave with you. Now, emergency supplies that you can have ready if you need to get out quick, especially if you've been ordered to evacuate. Some people like to call it having a go bag. To me, it's simply a to-go kit that has some of your most important items in it. You really need to think about this, and that's really all you have to do in preparing is think about it. What are the items that are really important to you that you don't want to lose in a wildfire or a flooding situation where it's pretty obvious that your house may be destroyed? Often it's family heirlooms, certain photographs, photo albums, but of course there's the ultra important items such as your important paperwork. Imagine being at the back end of some kind of disaster and not being able to find your marriage certificate, your ownership, your insurance. So a lot of that needs to come with you. Now, in this case, I'm being a little cavalier. I don't even have this in plastic. It probably should be in some sort of a plastic container, but this is my emergency contact list. Another good item to have with me, because once I get out there and I'm running away from the disaster, I'm panicky, I'm nervous, I'm afraid, I'm upset. Having a list ready to go will take the thinking away from me and make it just automatic. Okay, I need to call Team Rubicon. I need to call Bob and Nancy. I need to call Lisa. Good item to have, a contact list ready to go. After that, it's simply my most important paperwork, which would include passport, driver's license, cash, and then we get into things that I can actually use. Now, this happens to be an actual backpack. In your case, it might just be a simple plastic bin. I'm a hiker, so I have these backpacks available to me, and that's why I threw these important items into a pack that I can quickly grab and go. Again, all you really need to do here is think about your circumstance. What is the disaster you're trying to avoid? What kind of things will you need to have with you? What's most important to save from your dwelling, especially if something is coming in quick, such as a wildfire or a flood? And that is where your to-go supplies, also nicknamed your go bag, comes in real handy.